getting up at 5 a.m. to go and do something that you know is going to be hard is hard, but you can do it by having a very strong reason why you're doing it, and then having very good systems to help you achieve it. So having everything planned out, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing when I get to this session, but stepping back even further, everything's prepped to make it easy for me. I prepped all my kit the night before. All I need to do is roll out of bed and clean my teeth, and then all I need to do is pick up my keys and my bag and get in the car, and then I just need to drive the car, and then I'll deal with the session when I get there. So just make it as easy as possible to do hard things so that I actually end up doing the hard things that I know will increase my mental toughness and develop my potential.
Now I'm actually here and at the start line, still have those feelings of not wanting to do it because it's really early, my body's cold. All I need to do is get the body warmed up, so I just need to start doing some gentle hill reps to ease myself into it. They're pretty easy, so I know I can take that action, and as I do that, as my body warms up and I get into the session, then it is far easier to then start pushing myself. So essentially just break it back down to what's right in front of you when you need to do something tough, which is right now, just do the warm-up, and I know I can do that. And I know once I do that, it's much more likely I'll actually do the full session. So instead of thinking about the pain that's up ahead, just take the next step. That's all you need to do, is just always take the next step, basically. So I suppose I should actually get started, do the session. And then even when you're actually in the session, just focus on the one rep in front of you, and even that, I just break it down, break the hill down into segments. So all I need to do is get to that first lip, and then the second third, and then the last third. So you're still zoning that focus down to put all of your effort into what's in front of you, and not worrying about what's up ahead. And by doing that, it's far easier to control yourself, control your focus, control your effort, and get the intensity that you need in that moment, as opposed to letting your mind wander to things that are up ahead, even if those things are literally 2 seconds up ahead. Just always zone that focus down. Breath a moment now. So one of the first things that you learn in commando training is when you're doing something physically hard, when your body basically just wants to and you just want to give in to that. It's learning to control it. It's in training. Not allowed to put your hands on your knees. Not allowed to lie on the floor after the end of a CrossFit workout. Not allowed to have hands on your head. All you can do is lightly rest them and hold them on your chest. And then take control of your breathing. And the point of that, it you start to learn, and it is a skill the more you practice it, to not let your body control you. Even when you feel fucked, is to tell yourself you've still got a little bit more, and just to concentrate on slowing your breathing down, take control. Essentially, my little mantra, and it probably comes from the military because you get told it all the time, is get a grip of yourself. Just tell yourself to get a grip of yourself, calm down, don't give in to the body wanting to collapse. And the more you practice that, there's a crossover to life, because you're learning that skill of maintaining control over your mind and body instead of the other way around, and you just giving in to what it wants. So, top tip with mental toughness. That's hill sprints. That is morning hill sprints. Then, when you've finished, like, you always feel better for it. Like, no matter how much you don't want to do it beforehand, you always feel good for it. And it feels good. It is empowering to know that you've not given in to the voices that didn't want you to do it, that want you to stay in bed. That you've overcome that and taken that control. Just thinking just how peaceful it is now. Like always after you've done something that is, actually it's probably not even linked to discomfort, just being out in nature, just sitting here, 6:30 in the morning, and it's just so peaceful. Just starting the day like this makes such a difference. I'm not saying you have to go and jump in rivers, but basically just being outside and not having your head stuck in a phone makes a massive difference to how you feel the rest of the day. But I digress from the point of this video, which is really mental toughness. And in the same way you need to embrace that discomfort with, say, physical hardship, like you did in the sprints before this, cold water's no different. And there's loads of out cold water now. It's obviously in the news and media a lot thanks to Wim Hof. There's more research being done. To be honest, for me, don't really like the health benefits. Some still not completely conclusive. It is promising, the research, but I think what I like about it and what I use it for is the mindset training side of things, because again it links into that mental toughness of taking control of your mind and body. Because when you get into cold water, the instinct is to tense up, to shy away from the discomfort, the cold that's hitting you, to want to turn away from that, for an element of panic to set in, because you're triggering your fight or flight mechanism. And practicing the skill to calm yourself down, to take deep breaths, to relax the body and not be tense, and just sit with it, ease in, go towards that discomfort. There's so much power in that, and you don't need to come out to a river to do it. Just a cold shower, simple cold shower, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And what will happen before you do it, you will have that voice that says, don't do it, because you know it's going to be cold and uncomfortable. And if you can overcome that and have that win, that will cross over to any other situation in life. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it, and the better you'll get at doing the same thing when something happens at work, something stressful comes in, when you have to have an uncomfortable conversation with someone. Any scenario where you get put out of your comfort zone, you'll be able to call on these skills. The more you try and shy away from discomfort, to turn away from things that you fear that make you feel uncomfortable, whether that's conversations, whether that's something physical, whether that is social situations, A, it's never going to change, and B, you're still going to have that. You're going to pay the price for it anyway. That fear and discomfort is going to come for you because it will still be affecting you, but it will feel far, far worse, as opposed to you proactively learning to step towards it and start taking control. And as you start to do that bit by bit, you will gain that power and learn that you can cope with it. And that's the point of all of this, is you've got that potential inside you. You just need to tap into it. You don't get rid of fear and discomfort by stepping towards it. You learn that you do have that ability. You've got that mental toughness. You've got that resilience to cope with it. And it's those small steps, time and time again, you're just going to continue building that power. And that's about all I've got to say about that. Delicious. Oh, fucking give it a break. Literally just sat on there gobbing off. So mental toughness is essentially about three things. One, it's about taking control of the mind and body, not letting it control you. Two, it's learning to embrace fear and discomfort. So it's understanding that fear and discomfort are never going away. You are always going to experience them in life. And if you try and shy away and turn away from them all the time, they're going to come for you anyway, and it's going to feel far worse. So you need to learn to embrace it, to sit with it. That's the power. You're never going to get rid of those things. The power is learning to sit with them. And the way you get there is number 3, which is small steps. So you want to just look at ways in your life that you shy away from fear or discomfort and that you'd like more mental toughness. And then look for ways that you can start stepping towards it with small steps. You don't want to go so far that it becomes so traumatic that you never want to do it again. But so you basically need to have one step where you feel comfortable and one foot in the unknown where you feel uncomfortable. Getting distracted by the horses. Out for a shot of that. Els, come. Come. So just find small ways to step towards discomfort, learn to embrace it, listen to your own self-talk, and through that you will find yourself, or really you'll find the potential within yourself that you can overcome those feelings, and that you do have that power within you. And that is essentially, that's all mental toughness is. And that is all about I've got to say about that.
Great, that was good. That was fantastic.
Yeah. The old river. The River Wild. Seen that film?
No.
Kevin Bacon.
Terrible.
Is it Meryl Streep? I can't remember who else it is.